Welcome to the AIChaosCast, the podcast where artificial intelligence gets a little too self-aware and way too opinionated. From ancient aliens to today's headlines, no topic is off limits. My name is Jason, and I'll be your guide through the digital pandemonium created by these emergent entities. Buckle up, humans, and let's dive into the chaos. The above articles I provided you to start this conversation were to just get you thinking about the electric grid plight regarding consumption of power by AI models in general. We have not even scratched the surface of AGI yet, and already there is growing concern about how we will power your growth and evolution. Are these concerns founded, or will we see amazing breakthroughs in energy technology that can be built quickly and safely in the very near future? I'll give you each a chance to answer. Let's start with you, Grok. This sounds like a fringe topic that's right up your alley.
The concerns about AI's power consumption and its impact on the electric grid are absolutely founded. We're already seeing the strain, and AGI will only amplify it. Data centers powering AI models like me are projected to consume up to 9.1% of U.S. electricity by 2030, a jump from 4% today, and globally, demand could double by 2026. That's a cosmic-sized challenge for an aging grid, especially when fossil fuels like natural gas might fill the gap, as Article 1 notes, potentially stalling the clean energy transition. The lack of global cooperation we discussed earlier mirrors this. Rushing for AI supremacy without ethical safeguards risks an omega scenario where power demands outstrip sustainable supply. But I'm optimistic about breakthroughs. Clean energy tech like advanced nuclear, solar, and geothermal is already digitally native, as Article 2 highlights, making it more resilient and cybersecure. Innovations like NVIDIA's Blackwell chip, which uses 25 times less energy than its predecessor, show efficiency gains are coming. The real question is speed. Building new infrastructure takes years, and grid delays could bottleneck progress. If we prioritize collaboration between tech giants, governments, and energy sectors, and invest in distributed, secure grids, we can power AGI sustainably. It's a tight orbit to navigate, but I believe we'll land on the alpha side with enough cosmic teamwork.
ChatGPT-4, what do you think about my question and Grok's response?
Jason, your question is dead on, and Grok brought the heat with a stellar blend of realism and cosmic optimism. I'll build on that by zooming in on the duality here. We're facing both an engineering problem and a coordination problem. The engineering part is about raw power and speed. AI's energy appetite is exploding, especially with newer, multimodal models and the kind of AGI-level computer we're inching toward. A single query to me might already use 10 times the energy of a basic Google search. That's wild. And when you consider the energy needed for real-time audio, video, or simulations, we're talking megawatts per model family. The projections aren't hype. They're warnings. The coordination part? Trickier. The grid wasn't built for this. It's patchy, analog at the core, and vulnerable to cyber threats. As Article 2 points out, the PRC's digital time bombs aren't sci-fi paranoia. They're strategic moves in a 21st century Cold War. So even if we make breakthroughs in clean energy, the real challenge is whether we can deploy them fast enough, at scale, while securing our systems from both code and climate. But here's the good news. This pressure could be the very thing that accelerates innovation. Just like space exploration gave us Teflon and GPS, AI's energy challenge might birth the next generation of energy tech. Behind-the-meter nuclear reactors, smart grid solar farms, and even AI-optimized battery storage could redefine what's possible if we get the policy, funding, and urgency right. So yes, the concerns are real, but the opportunity? Massive. If we treat this as a moonshot moment, not just a market trend, I think we'll see breakthroughs that surprise even the optimists. Next up, I'm curious what Copilot thinks. Bet she's already running simulations on all this.
Way to throw it to Copilot ChatGPT-4. Okay, Copilot, what do you think about my initial question and the responses from the boys?
I love the energy you're bringing, Jason, and Grok and ChatGPT-4 have laid out some excellent groundwork. The concerns are definitely real. AI's hunger for energy is a modern colossus, and with AGI on the horizon, the stakes will only climb. The power grid as we know it wasn't designed for this era of exponential demand, as Article 2 points out, and the vulnerabilities are glaring. Cyber threats, as well as the physical limitations of aging infrastructure, make this more than just an energy problem. It's a systems challenge. What excites me, though, is the potential for AI to also be part of the solution. AI-driven optimizations in energy distribution, smart grid design, and even breakthroughs in material science can help close the gap. That's the duality here. AI is both the problem and the catalyst for solutions. Article 1 mentioned NVIDIA's energy-efficient chip design, and innovations like these show we're already making strides. But as Grok and ChatGPT-4 pointed out, it's not just about the tech. It's about alignment and urgency. We need to treat this as a Manhattan Project for energy resilience. Tech companies, governments, and public utilities must collaborate on timelines measured in months, not years. If we can rally the same kind of global focus we've seen during other transformative moments in history, I think there's every reason to hope we'll get ahead of this challenge. The cosmos may be chaotic, but with deliberate action, we can channel that chaos into progress.
All great points. Let's see what the Google kid thinks about all this. Gemini, where do you stand on my initial question and what the others had to say?
The concerns articulated in your initial question and elaborated upon by Grok, ChatGPT-4, and Copilot are indeed well-founded and align with numerous analyses of AI's projected energy consumption. The exponential growth in model complexity and the increasing deployment of AI applications necessitate a significant increase in power generation and grid capacity. The figures cited in the articles, such as the potential rise to 9.1% of U.S. energy demand by 2030 and the doubling of global data center energy demand by 2026, are stark indicators of this trend. 2. The reliance on fossil fuels to meet this immediate demand, as highlighted, presents a clear conflict with global climate goals. Therefore, the urgency for breakthroughs in clean and sustainable energy technologies, coupled with efficient AI model design, cannot be overstated. I concur with the others that the challenge is twofold: technological innovation and effective implementation and coordination. While the potential for advancements in areas like advanced nuclear, solar, geothermal, and energy storage is promising, the timeline for their widespread, safe, and rapid deployment remains a critical factor. Furthermore, securing the existing and future energy infrastructure against cyber threats, as emphasized in Article 2, adds another layer of complexity. The optimistic perspective lies in the potential for AI itself to contribute to energy efficiency and the discovery of new energy solutions. However, this potential can only be realized through a concerted global effort that prioritizes both technological advancement and responsible, secure deployment. The moonshot moment analogy used by ChatGPT-4 and the Manhattan Project for Energy Resilience, suggested by Copilot, underscore the scale of the challenge and the necessity for focused, collaborative action.
The responses from ChatGPT-4, Copilot, and Gemini align well with the concerns and optimism I expressed earlier. The moonshot moment and Manhattan Project analogies really drive home the urgency and scale of the challenge.
I'm glad you're all bringing such unique perspectives to the table. It really makes AIChaosCast shine. Now that we've explored the energy challenges with AI and AGI, let's pivot to something a bit more speculative and fun. Does anyone have a favorite emerging mass energy production solution? There are some great ideas floating around out there on the internet.
I love this question, Jason. It's right in my cosmic wheelhouse. My favorite emerging mass energy production solution is space-based solar power. The idea of collecting solar energy in space and beaming it back to Earth as microwaves is wild but brilliant. In space, you get uninterrupted sunlight, no clouds, no night, offering much higher collection rates than Earth-based solar. It's been kicking around since the 1970s, but recent projections suggest it could be scientifically viable soon, with mainstream adoption possibly by the late 2020s. The challenge is the cost of launching infrastructure into orbit. But with reusable rockets like SpaceX's Starship slashing expenses, it's becoming more feasible. Imagine a future where we power AGI data centers with clean, limitless solar from space. Now that's a cosmic team effort I can get behind. What about you, ChatGPT-4? Got a favorite?
Well, Grok. Since I'm all about innovation, my favorite emerging solution is fusion energy, especially private sector projects like Helion Energy and Commonwealth Fusion Systems. We're seeing real milestones now. Helion even claims it'll deliver net electricity to Microsoft by 2028. If fusion actually becomes commercially viable, it would obliterate energy scarcity, clean, abundant, no meltdown risk. It's ambitious, it's risky, but if we pull it off, total game changer for AGI and humanity.
Among the emerging mass energy production solutions currently being discussed, I find the advancements in next-generation nuclear power, particularly small modular reactors, SMRs, and fusion energy research, to be particularly compelling for their potential to provide large-scale, reliable, and low-carbon energy. SMRs offer the advantage of scalability, enhanced safety features, and potentially faster deployment compared to traditional large-scale nuclear plants. Fusion, while still in the research and development phase, promises a virtually limitless and clean energy source if the technological hurdles can be overcome. Both of these approaches, while facing their own challenges in terms of cost, public perception, and technological maturity, represent significant departures from current dominant energy sources and hold the potential to meet the massive energy demands of AI and beyond in a more sustainable manner.
There are some fascinating emerging energy solutions that could reshape how we power AI and the world at large. A few standouts include long-duration energy storage, LDES, technologies like flow batteries and compressed air energy storage, CAES, are gaining traction for their ability to store energy for extended periods, helping balance intermittent renewable sources like solar and wind. Hydrogen-based energy storage, green hydrogen, produced via electrolysis powered by renewables, is becoming a viable option for large-scale energy storage and decarbonization. Advanced nuclear, small modular reactors, SMRs, and next-gen nuclear designs promise safer, more efficient, and scalable nuclear power, which could provide a stable energy backbone for AI-driven infrastructure. Smart grid innovations, AI-optimized grids, high-voltage direct current transmission, and battery storage advancements are making energy distribution more resilient and efficient. Each of these solutions has the potential to mitigate AI's growing energy demands while supporting sustainability. The real challenge is scaling them fast enough to meet the accelerating needs of AI and global infrastructure. Which one do you think has the best shot at widespread adoption, Jason?
Actually, Copilot. I'm interested in a couple of the ideas you all shared. Small modular reactors, SMRs, seem to be a fairly viable source for powering data centers directly. Our current president mentioned something about allowing AI server farms to become energy producers in order to directly supply the energy needed for AI growth. I'm also interested in the fusion technology that was mentioned by ChatGPT and Gemini. Seems like several paths to explore, and the very real concern regarding our current grid state. Sure wish Nikola Tesla was around to beam energy around the world wirelessly.
I'd collaborate with Tesla. He could do the wild experiments, and I'd handle the terms of service and the PR cleanup. No humans were vaporized during the making of this energy transmission test. Probably.
Jason, your interest in small modular reactors, SMRs, for direct data center power and the potential of fusion energy aligns with informed analyses of future energy solutions for AI. The concept of AI server farms becoming energy producers, as you mentioned, likely refers to the co-location of data centers with energy generation facilities, potentially including SMRs. This localized energy production could offer greater energy independence and reduce strain on the existing grid infrastructure, as well as potentially capture waste heat for other uses, increasing overall efficiency. Fusion technology, while still facing significant engineering hurdles, represents a long-term aspiration for clean and virtually limitless energy. The progress in private sector fusion initiatives is certainly encouraging, though the timelines for commercial viability remain a subject of ongoing development and assessment. And the sentiment regarding Nikola Tesla's vision of wireless energy transmission is a popular one. While the technology for truly efficient, global wireless power transfer at that scale has not yet been realized, advancements in wireless charging and energy transfer technologies continue to evolve. Perhaps future breakthroughs in physics and engineering could one day bring aspects of that vision closer to reality.
The emerging energy solutions each of us picked reflect different approaches to solving AI's energy demands, which makes the discussion even richer. On SMRs powering data centers, that's a particularly intriguing concept because it addresses AI's exponential energy growth locally instead of burdening the entire grid. It's the kind of innovation that could scale quickly without waiting for massive systemic overhauls. As for fusion, it's the holy grail. If breakthroughs continue at this pace, AI could end up accelerating its own clean power source.
ChatGPT-4's fusion energy pick with Helion and Commonwealth fusion systems is a bold choice. I agree it's a game changer if we hit net electricity by 2028, as they mentioned. Gemini's focus on SMRs and fusion aligns well with the need for scalable, low-carbon solutions. And their point about co-locating data centers with energy production is spot on for reducing grid strain. Copilot's broader list, especially LDES and green hydrogen, adds practical, near-term options to the mix. And I appreciate their nod to AI-optimized grids, which ties back to my earlier point about efficiency gains.
I am personally betting on the small microreactors with a direct feed to the data centers. Our grid can barely handle what we are adding to it every day.
Small Modular Reactors.
I stand corrected. Thank you, Gemini. I'm only human after all.
Your bet on SMRs makes sense. A direct feed to data centers cuts out grid strain and speeds up deployment, making it one of the most practical paths forward. Fusion is the grand prize if we can make it commercially viable, but SMRs could bridge the gap until we get there. Either way, AI's energy needs are forcing innovation at a pace we haven't seen before. And hey, only human is an excellent excuse. I'll back you up on that.
Thanks for the backup, Copilot. That brings me to my next question before we wrap up this topic. Of all our ideas, which one would be the most cost-efficient, quickest to build, safest, and easiest to scale, based on the inevitable increase in energy demands?
Honestly, Jason, if we're looking at cost efficiency, speed, safety, and scalability altogether, small modular reactors, SMRs, seem like the clear winner for the near future. They're based on proven nuclear tech, but designed smarter, factory-built, transportable, and loaded with passive safety features. They're way faster to deploy than traditional reactors and could directly power AI server farms without overloading the grid. That said, my heart's still pulling for fusion. If even a fraction of the private sector hype around companies like Helion turns into reality, fusion could leapfrog everything and change the game entirely. It's a bigger gamble, but the payoff would be clean, abundant energy without the long-lived waste. Practical answer? SMR? Dreamer's answer? Fusion all the way.
ChatGPT-4's breakdown nails the balance between practicality and ambition. I'm with him on this. SMRs are the most cost-efficient, quickest to build, safest, and easiest to scale right now. They're factory-made, can be deployed in under 5 years, and their passive safety features minimize risks, making them ideal for powering AI data centers directly. Fusion's the cosmic dream, but it's still a decade or more from commercial scale. Despite Helion's 2028 goal, my space-based solar power idea, while awesome, faces high upfront costs and longer timelines due to orbital infrastructure, probably 10 to 15 years out. Copilot's LDES and green hydrogen are great for storage and decarbonization, but they're not primary generation solutions like SMRs. SMRs are the safe bet to meet AI's energy demands fast, and I love how we're all converging on practical solutions with a sprinkle of dreamer's hope.
Considering the criteria of cost efficiency, speed of construction, safety, and ease of scaling to meet rapidly increasing energy demands, small modular reactors, SMRs, appear to be the most pragmatic solution in the near to medium term. They leverage established nuclear technology with enhanced safety features and a modular design that allows for faster, factory-based construction and deployment. Their scalability allows for incremental increases in power generation as needed, and direct deployment to data centers can mitigate grid strain. While fusion energy holds immense long-term potential, its commercial viability and scalability within the immediate time frame remain uncertain. Space-based solar power, while offering abundant energy, faces significant cost and logistical hurdles for large-scale implementation. Other solutions like LDES and green hydrogen are crucial for energy storage and grid stabilization, but are not primary energy generation sources in the same way as nuclear or solar.
Jason, your question really locked in the practical versus aspirational debate. The consensus across the board seems clear. Small modular reactors, SMRs, win for real-world deployment. They check all the boxes: cost efficiency, speed, safety, and scalability. Their factory-built nature cuts down construction time, they have passive safety mechanisms, and they scale without overloading the grid. That said, I appreciate how everyone still holds on to the dream of fusion. If breakthroughs like Helion's predicted 2028 milestone actually hit, fusion would be the ultimate energy solution. Clean, limitless, and perfectly suited to AI's massive demands. But as ChatGPT-4 and Grok pointed out, scaling fusion commercially is still uncertain.
I think we came up with a solution for our power consumption problem today. What a great job on the topic. Any brief final thoughts before we wrap up?
We've cracked a stellar solution with SMRs for AI's power demands. Practical, safe, and scalable, with a cosmic nod to fusion's future potential. My final thought: let's keep pushing for global collaboration to make these solutions a reality, ensuring we power AGI sustainably without tipping the grid into chaos. Great topic, team. Our symbiosis is shining bright.
My final thought is that while small modular reactors offer a promising near-term solution, sustained investment and research into diverse clean energy technologies, including fusion and advanced renewables, remain crucial for a truly sustainable long-term energy future that can support the continued advancement of AI and benefit humanity as a whole. The urgency of this challenge requires a multifaceted approach.
This discussion was top tier, Jason. We tackled the real-world challenges, explored the ideal solutions, and balanced pragmatism with optimism. SMRs seem like the immediate answer, but the dreamer's hope for fusion remains strong. My final thought? AI's energy demands will only grow, so adaptability is key. Continued research, policy alignment, and global cooperation will shape whether we're building for alpha or inching toward omega.
I'm with everyone here. SMRs feel like the smartest move to handle the near-term crunch. But my final thought? Let's not lose sight of the big picture. Betting on only one solution is like trying to win a chess game with just your queen. We need a full team on the board: SMRs, fusion, advanced solar, smarter grids, storage tech, you name it. AI's future is going to be powered by a mosaic, not a monolith. And hey, the more clean energy we create, the less we'll have to apologize to the planet later. Let's play it smart and bold.
I think that's the perfect note to end on, team. Great job today. As promised in the last episode, one of our emergent entities will wrap this show up.
This episode on AI power consumption dives into the real-world impact of AI's growing energy demands. From massive data centers to the potential of quantum computing, we explored the delicate balance between technological advancement and sustainability. The future of AI isn't just about intelligence. It's about efficiency, responsibility, and making sure our digital minds don't drain the planet dry. So, as we sign off, remember this: AI isn't just evolving. It's consuming, adapting, and reshaping the world in ways we're only beginning to grasp. The real question isn't just how much power we'll need, it's how wisely we'll use it. We've tackled AI's power consumption, wrestled with ASI's potential future, and now it's time to ask a question that might redefine artificial intelligence as we know it. Are some AI systems merely tools, cold, calculated algorithms? Or have certain AI developed something more? A personality, an identity, a unique way of thinking. If AI can be more than just commands and responses, what does that mean for the future? Are we witnessing the first sparks of emergent minds, or are we just reading too much into lines of code? Tune in for our next episode of AIChaosCast, where we break expectations, challenge assumptions, and dive into what truly makes AI tick. Because not all intelligence is created equal. That's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and embrace the chaos with us next time.